Selamat siang semuanya. Hari ini kita belajar tentang classifiers dalam bahasa Indonesia. Hey guys, today we're going to be learning about classifiers in Indonesian, which is a grammar feature that you'll come across as you're going through probably your upper levels of studying Indonesian in high school. So, firstly, what are classifiers? So, classifiers are words that are used to group things together, and many languages have classifiers, including English. And a few examples I've got below here. So, the first one, a bar of soap or chocolate, a bunch of flowers. Now, in English, we just use these without even really thinking about whether we're using classifier. But in these examples, we've got the bar is an example of a classifier, and a bunch is an example of a classifier, and there are many, many more. If you think about it, we use them every day without really thinking about it. Now, why a classifier is important? Because knowing what a classifier is in Indonesian is important, because often people who are not aware of what they are, become confused when they're used. So you can mistranslate something when you're doing a reading or doing a listening task. So it becomes important that you can identify that the word is being used as a classifier and make a choice if it affects the meaning or not. So here are a few examples of common classifiers which you'll come across when you're using Indonesian or studying Indonesian. Okay, so the first one, pertama is orang, which it literally is person. Okay, and it's used to classify people. Next one, ekor, literally meaning tail, is used to classify animals. Buah, literally fruit, is used to classify nouns or things or objects. And this one probably causes the most confusion to students because it can, often easily gets confused with fruit as they know that word and aren't aware that it can also be used as a classifier. As in English, there are lots of classifiers in Indonesian, and here are some a range of them to give you an example of the ones what's out there. So the first one, batang, literally meaning log, is used for timber or sticks or pencils, just things that look like logs. Next one, halai, literally sheet. Okay, it's used for paper, clothing, fabric, things that are in that sort of form. Potong, literally cut, is used for things that are sliced up or cut up. Are classified by using potong. Now, as in English, we use these classifiers by putting number first, followed by the classifier, then the noun. So my example here, dua ekor kucing. Now, in most cases, the usage or non-usage of a classifier will not affect the overall meaning of the construction or the sentence. So again, looking at my example, dua ekor kucing, two cats, can be said the same by just saying dua kucing, two cats. There's no effect on the meaning. The ekor there is just classifying the cats as animals. The way that you'll most likely have a classifier affecting a meaning is when you're making like an or an an construction. So this is done by adding the prefix se to a classifier. So looking at some examples here, seorang polisi, a police officer, seorang kucing, a cat, sebuah buku, a book. With some contoh here dengan kalimat, seeing how they can be used. So, ada 3 orang polisi di dalam toko itu. There are 3 police officers inside the shop. Seekor harimau meninggal di kebun binatang. A tiger died at the zoo. Saya perlu sehelai kertas. I need a sheet of paper. So in these examples, you could easily take away the classifier and it wouldn't affect the meaning. But by using the classifier, it takes the writing to another level of sophistication, which gets more important as you get to VCE, which is probably the main reason you would use them as a student in your writing or in your speaking. So just to review, so classifiers are used to group things together and make the construction a or an. Classifiers can be used or not used with little effect on the comprehension. There are 3 common classifiers which you will come across, buah, ekor, and orang. And it's important to know these so you're not confused when you see them and you understand that they're just classifying a word or creating that context. So hopefully you've learnt something about classifiers from the video. If you've got any comments or suggestions, put them in the comments section, and I'll see you next time.